So, Rod, I'll hand over the keys to you. You've as organized as you always are. You put together this beautiful sheet of how our show and the rundown is going to go. So I'll hand you over the keys, and then we could dive into it here for our first ever fantasy football podcast.
So listen, everybody, we don't have to tell you, right, how to start a Josh Allen. We don't have to tell you how to start a Jamar Chase, right? A lot of shows out there will definitely take you in that direction and try to obviously tell you the obvious. And as much as we want to tell you the obvious, it's not always the questions that you have week after week after week, right? You struggle farther down the roster. You struggle with the flex positions. You struggle with those RB2 decisions, those wide receiver 3 decisions. And that's really what makes or breaks your season, right? It's not the plug and play guys that you just know that you're not going to touch, the Nico Collins of the world. Those guys are going to stay in your roster, right? You want to know who to start. The start sit questions, Munaf, are all over the place, right? If you just
Yep.
open up Twitter once, everybody just wants to know, who do I start? Who do I sit? Like, where are the decisions that you're making? And that's farther down the roster. So this show, and what we're hoping for over the course of the season, is to help you answer those questions, right? Those questions between that flex spot, that burning flex question, because really, ultimately, those are the guys you really want to know about. And so for this episode, obviously, we can't get you flex questions because most of you guys haven't even drafted yet. And yet what you're doing now is trying to decide who to get in those late rounds. That's going to make you sit there and sweat those flex decisions out. So essentially, that's what we're going to try to do today for you is answer some late round questions about who we are thinking might be able to be just that roster spot that you need in the back rounds to help you hopefully win your league.
Yeah, and you hit the nail on the head that when it comes to fantasy football, it's exactly what you mentioned is that those are RB2, RB3, those flex positions, the wide receiver 3 positions, you just get confused on who to start. And you don't want to put in that extra work. Yes, the fantasy football junkies already know, who to start, who not to start at that point. But there's always the casual that, you have your office pool or your fantasy football league with your family or a casual league with your friends. And you want those bragging rights at the end of the season. And it's becoming more and more prevalent if you're on the socials, whether it's the Instagram, the Twitters, that some of these outrageous last place punishments that they have to do. I've seen some crazy things, Rod. So our goal is what Rod mentioned, but also keep you out of those, those punishment things, y'all. To keep it that way, you have to do for your leagues there. So I'm excited. Well, and I also want to add a little bit of a betting twist to it as well, right? And I think that will be more throughout the week or week to week when we get to the NFL season. And we'll just, we'll rock it that way, Rod. So